Hello and welcome to the In News series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the appointment of the new RBI governor. So the incumbent RBI governor, that is Shaktikanta Das, the last working day is 10th of December, and the new RBI governor, that is the 26th RBI governor, has been appointed by the government. So let us understand the points of discussion. First of all, we will be looking at the news, then about the Reserve Bank of India, what is the structure, what are the main functions of the RBI Monetary Policy Committee, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is economy. Very important topic, can be asked in prelims and mains examinations both, and had been asked in the previous terms. So the news talks about Union government names Revenue Secretary Sanjay Malhotra as the new RBI governor. As we move into the news, Drishti IAS Mukherjee Nagar classes has now been shifted to Noida. So the first English medium IAS GS Foundation Prelims plus Mains course offline batch is starting from 12th of December, and the timing is 6 PM. And the exact address of our new Noida center is C171/2 Block A, Sector 15, Noida. And if you want to know about the exact address, then the link is provided in the description box. And also if you want to get a call from Drishti IAS regarding the new center, then also the link is provided in the description box. You can go and fill out the form and Drishti will call back to you. And in case of any query, give us a call at 9311406440. And keeping in mind your 2025 preparation for both prelims and mains, Drishti IAS has launched a new program, and that is Sambhav 2025. So the key features will be, it will be covering 10 prelims questions on daily basis plus 2 mains answer writing questions on daily basis. So this will cover both your prelims and mains, and in addition to this, in-depth analysis of the previous year questions will be done, and the coverage of current affairs and general studies will also be done. Now coming back to the news, so the new RBI governor has been appointed by the government, and that is the Revenue Secretary Sanjay Malhotra, and he will be the 26th governor of the RBI. And the incumbent governor is Shaktikanta Das, and he has served a 6-year term which is coming to an end on 10th of December. And if we talk about the qualifications of the new RBI governor, then he is a bureaucrat, 1990 batch, IAS officer of the Rajasthan cadre, and he has done computer science engineering from IIT Kanpur, and also has a master's degree in public policy from the Princeton University of US. Then coming to few of the challenges that the new RBI governor will face, so that will be the rising inflation and also the GDP growth, which has slowed down in the second quarter of the year. Now coming to the RBI, which is the Reserve Bank of India, the Central Bank of India. So RBI is the Central Bank of India, and it is the central authority. So you can say it is the authority which takes care of the complete banking system in India. So the central authority for banking and is concerned with currency and monetary policy. So the monetary policy formation is done by the RBI. Issuance of bank notes are also done by the RBI. Keeping a check on the banking system in India is also done by the RBI, and it is also a banker to the bank and also a banker to the other banks. So the Central Bank of the India, that is the Reserve Bank of India, performs different functions altogether. Then it was established on 1st April 1935 under the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Be very clear with regard to the difference of year in Act and the establishment of RBI, because people do get confused in this. So the Reserve Bank of India Act is 1934, while the Reserve Bank was established on 1935, 34 and 35. Then the basic role of the RBI is to regulate the issuance and supply of the Indian rupee. So the Indian rupee notes are issued by the RBI, but there is one single Indian rupee note which is not issued by the RBI, and that is the 1 rupee note. 1 rupee note in India is issued by the government of India. While on the other hand, if we talks about the coins in India, then the coins in India are issued by the government of India, but the distribution is in the hands of the RBI. Is it clear? Banknotes issuance RBI, 1 rupee note issuance Government of India, coins issuance Government of India, coins distribution RBI. Then also monitoring the working of the banking system in India that we just talked about, and it also performs the function of dealing with the kinds of different types of bills like treasury bills, commercial bills, etc. and other negotiable financial instruments. Now about the formation of RBI, that how the RBI was formed. So RBI initially was not named as RBI. So the setup of the RBI was on the basis of the recommendations which was made by the Hilton-Young Commission. So it was the recommendation from the Hilton-Young Commission on the basis of which RBI was formed, and Hilton-Young Commission was set up in the year 1962 by the British, and the aim for the setting up of the Hilton-Young Commission was to review India's currency and credit system. So they said that to look into the currency and credit system of India, an organization needs to be set up, and that is how the RBI came into the picture. Then the first headquarters of RBI was established in Kolkata, but soon RBI shifted its operation to Mumbai in the year 1937. So initially it was in Kolkata, but then shifted to Mumbai in 1937, and the main purpose was regulate the issue of currency, maintain reserves with a view to ensure monetary stability. Then the RBI was nationalized. The RBI was nationalized in the year 1949. So you need to remember, first of all, the RBI Act of 1934, RBI was nationalized in the year 1949. It was set up on the recommendation of the Hilton-Young Commission. First headquarter Kolkata, shifted its operation to Mumbai 1937. Now coming back to the structure of the RBI. So what is the structure of the RBI? So the Reserve Bank affairs are governed by a central board of directors. So central board of directors is there, and the central board of directors is appointed by the Government of India. So the board of directors is appointed by the Government of India, and it is in reference with the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Then they are appointed for a period of 4 years. So 4 years term is what they serve. Then there are two types of director, official directors and non-official directors. So if we talk about the official directors, then under the official directors comes the full-time members, and full-time members are, first of all, the governor who heads the RBI, and it is the governor who heads the RBI, and the governor official office that we say, and the official chair of RBI is the governor, and not more than 4 deputy governors. So deputy governor can be 1, 2, 3, 4, but not more than 4. So full-time members is governor plus not more than 4 deputy governors. Then comes the non-official directors. So the non-official directors are nominated by the government, and there are 10 directors from various fields and 2 government officials. So 10 directors from the different fields and 2 government officials. And if we talk about other members, then there can be 4 directors, 1 each from 4 local boards. So this is the structure of RBI. You primarily you have to remember the full-time members, that is the governor, and not more than 4 deputy governors. Then what are the main functions of the RBI? Very important from the exam respect. So first and foremost is the monetary authority. So monetary authority, to keep in a check on the monetary authority, monetary policy committee is also formed, and the main function is to keep a check on the monetary policy, then price stability, and also with an objective of growth. So price needs to be stable with the objective of growth. These 3 terms are very important: monetary policy, price stability, and growth. Then the second function is it also works as a regulator and supervisor of the financial system. Regulator and supervisor of the financial system, because it is the RBI, and the responsibility of the RBI to see the functioning of the other banks and whether the banking system in India is performing well, and all the policies are being implemented well, and exploitation of the customers is not taking place, and the customers' confidence must remain strong in the banking system of India. Then comes the next point, and that is the issuer of currency. As I just told you that the bank notes is issued by the RBI, 1 rupee note is issued by the government of India, coins are issued by the government of India, but the distribution of coin is done by the RBI. Then developmental role in the sense that it is the RBI which asks the other bank that they have to lend loans for the capital formation, loans for farmers, loans for industrial purposes, loans for priority sector lending, so that the developmental work in the country can also work in the same way. Then financial inclusion means formation of policies which works towards integration of the financial sector in India, and also bringing more and more number of people into the banking sector in India. Then banker to the government. In case of any problem, or in case of excessive or surplus money, so the RBI also gives money to the government, and not only it is a banker to the government, it is also a banker to the banks. So RBI also gives money to other banks. So these are few of the important functions of the RBI. Then Monetary Policy Committee, popularly known as the MPC. So if we talk about MPC, then it was created in the year 2016, and it was created with an aim to bring transparency and accountability in deciding monetary policy. So whatever be the monetary policy of the country, that must be transparent and that must be accountable. Then MPC determines the policy interest rate required to achieve the inflation target. Now inflation target becomes important for maintaining the price stability, and price stability has a lot to do in maintaining the growth trajectory of a nation. So you see, everything moves in a circular cycle and is related to each other. Like for example, if there will not be price stability, then the growth will be hampered. Then in overall sector, then job employment scenario or the job creation scenario will not take place. If the inflation will take place, then people consumption capacity will decrease. If people consumption capacity will decrease, then they will not go and buy stuff in the economy. So this is how the every cycle in an economy works. Then there are 6 members in the MPC, and then the governor of the RBI acts as the ex officio chairman. So the chairman of the MPC is the RBI governor, and then there are 3 members from the RBI and 3 members are selected by the government. So there is governor, 3 member from RBI and 3 member by the government. Then inflation target is to be set once in 5 years. So as of now, the inflation target that we are following is 4% plus minus 2%, and recently the inflation breached this 4 plus minus 2% mark, and this is also one of the challenges for the new RBI governor. Now in the end, a prelims practice question, and like always, you people will give me the answer in the comment section. So which among the following reports are published by the Reserve Bank of India? Monetary Policy Report, Financial Stability Report, both A and B, or none of the above? So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.